Hello, and welcome to City Scientist Plays. Of course, you know who I am. I'm Dr. Professor Science Guy. That chat window does not fit at all. Everyone look away for a second. Whoa! What happened? No one can tell. What are we doing? We're doing barbell curls, we're doing hammer curls, we're doing V presses, Arnold presses, single arm dumbbell rows. Oh, we're doing a whole bunch of stuff. Because the kind of infrastructure we're working with here at the facility, I mean, behind me, two 75-inch monitors, can't even get that. Why are they so big? Why are they 8K? It's because I'm enormous. Okay. That's a good cup of normal size coffee. We got gamer chairs. Nobody's in them. We have monitors all over the place. We have the technology. We have the controller situation figured out. This game is an absolute masterclass in environmental storytelling. So, no cutscenes. Everything will be told in real time. Welcome to Scientist Plays Half-Life 2 Part 2. I'm not afraid of contaminated areas anymore. Why? Because now I have Geiger counters on my person at all times. Why? Because I just came back from Chernobyl. This game does a wonderful job of different themes and pacing. So you go from vehicles, fast-paced to slow-paced physics puzzles, to environmental storytelling like this, to horror games, back to city, fighting through the streets. I mean, everything that you want. First science lesson of today. Why does a prosthetic limb like this confer some advantages over the traditional prosthetic limb that we've seen for decades? One of the advantages of the traditional prosthetic limb is that it looks like a limb, right? You can put socks and shoes on it. It looks like that. It looks like a foot and a calf. It has the same volume and shape. You can put pants over it. It looks more or less the same. That's one of the advantages. But one of the disadvantages is that it doesn't act like a leg or a muscle, in that it doesn't really give you anything back. Now, this style of prosthetic limb is more modern for legs, and obviously it doesn't give you the benefit of looking like a leg, but what it does is this material is not rigid like steel or hardened plastic like you might find on old prosthetic limbs. This instead is something like carbon fiber, or something that can be bended and then deformed and then return to its original shape. In engineering, we would say that this material stays within its elastic region given the load that we repeatedly put on it. So the load, the body weight of Eli Vance here, is such that it doesn't exceed the elastic region of this material. The elastic region is when you can bend something and it will deform and return. If you exceed that, you can imagine that if you go outside the elastic region, it doesn't go back anymore. You've dented it. You've bent it such that it won't return. And that's exceeding some kind of material strength. But based on the body weight of Eli Vance here, this material stays in the elastic region, and as it stays in the elastic region, that means Potato says, "This is so cool." You're right. Trust me. As this material stays in the elastic region, when you put body weight upon it, you are deforming it. And that deformation puts potential energy into this material. And once you shift your weight, once you continue walking, that elastic potential energy is returned. So it's like compressing a spring and uncompressing a spring as you walk. And so this kind of prosthetic limb, though it doesn't look like a foot or a leg or a calf or an ankle, it will give you a little bit of spring in your step, making it easier to walk and to run. And if you want any better proof of that, you can see what's happened to the Special Olympics in this regard. The most famous of those examples being Oscar Pistorius. But we don't talk about that guy anymore because it turned out he was a murderer.
And with power.
Look, again, just because administrator, some kind of evil, supervillain-esque administrator that works with aliens, just because it's Dr. Breen, it doesn't mean that is me at all. We're two different men.
Mëydan said you were here. I can't believe you made it so quickly on foot.
I took a sick-ass wind
He
boat.
earned it. I guess you proved you can handle yourself out there.
This is some sort of prism. Why does a prism split a single beam of light into its constituents?
You should stay with Eli. Go on. I'll rejoin you shortly.
I was just watching aliens cook. Don't worry about it.
The zero-point energy field manipulator is not a toy.
Okay.
Let's get out of here.
Okay, so this is going to be difficult. I'm just here to see you talk about the gravity gun. It says Goten Snath. Go tanks ath. We get it. You like Dragon Ball Z.
It's designed for handling hazardous materials, but we mainly use it for heavy lifting. Give it a try. Send it flying. I found it handy for clearing minefields.
The gravity gun, one of the most influential and coolest thing. I have it, Okay, so. The gravity gun. One of the science lesson number 2. One of the most iconic weapons in all of gaming. How does it work? You hear Dr. Judith Mossman say that it is a 0-point energy field manipulator. What is 0-point energy? Well, hundreds of years ago, when scientists were thinking about nothingness, they were trying to quantify what nothing is. And when they were thinking about what nothing is, they were thinking about how can we make nothing. Their idea was to take some sort of vessel, like a closed cylinder, something like that, and they would evacuate all the air out of it. So there was no molecules of air in it at all anymore. And then, so they thought if there was nothing in the capsule, not even air, and it was vacuumed out, then it should be a vacuum inside. But this didn't exactly make sense because they were still getting some thermal energy. Some energy out of this evacuated area with no air in it. And so, decades later, they postulated, well, if we have an area with nothing in it, as far as we can tell, but it still has some thermal energy, why don't we try to remove that thermal energy by cooling this canister of nothing, or theoretical volume of nothing, down to absolute zero. Because if temperature is the kinetic energy of particles, then if we have no motion, no heat, and no particles, we should have nothing in this volume. And therefore, this is what nothingness should be. However, this was something that was impossible to do experimentally when they were thinking about it. We simply did not have the technology to cool anything down to absolute zero. Fast forward, quantum physics comes along. And quantum physics throws a wrench in this idea of nothingness. Quantum physics says that at every single point in space in the universe, virtual particles can pop into and out of existence. It says that even when there is nothing, because of some of the tenets of quantum physics, more specifically the uncertainty principle, even at absolute zero, stuff can still randomly wiggle-jiggle around. Even when it's at absolute zero. And so quantum mechanics now comes into the story and says that even at what we think should be zero energy, there is still energy. There's still movement. There's still something happening in this nothingness. This is what comes to be known as zero-point energy. Even when you have something that should be at the 0 point, absolute zero, nothing in it, there's still some energy, 0-point energy. And so when we think about nothingness, it's kind of, and some of you are saying this in the chat, so it's like ether? Yes, this is kind of like the scientific reintroduction of an idea of ether, some invisible permeating stuff throughout the entire universe. Except now, the idea is that there are fields, quantum mechanical fields, that permeate all of the universe at every point in space, and even when it looks like it is nothing, there is still something there. There is still 0-point energy. Then there came a problem. Quantum mechanics says that this 0-point energy should be quite dense. That if you follow the mathematics of this 0-point energy idea, nothingness should be very energy dense. There should be a lot of energy even in the nothingness of space. But if there was that kind of energy density in the nothingness of space, we would observe something very different than we're observing today. Now let me backtrack just half a step. The universe, without anything weird going on, should be slowing down. The Big Bang erupts with energy and matter in all directions. But because matter and energy are equivalent, because that matter and energy should gravitate towards itself and each other, the expansion of the universe after a large Big Bang, after an explosion, it should slow down as that energy spreads out and becomes less and less dense, and it is attracting itself to itself. So it should be slowing down, but just a couple of decades ago, we discovered that the universe is not slowing down. It's in fact not stopping. It's in fact not stopping at an accelerating rate. The expansion of the universe is accelerating. And when we look at this fact, we see that the expansion of the universe, the accelerating expansion of the universe, dictates a vacuum energy, a 0-point energy, that isn't all that much. It's enough to keep the universe expanding and accelerating and expanding, but it's not the energy density of nothingness predicted by quantum mechanics. In fact, the difference in what we observe in the universe and what is predicted by quantum mechanical theory is a difference of like 10 to the 120th. So not even the same ballpark, hardly even in the same universe of numbers. This is what's called the vacuum energy catastrophe. That there is a huge discrepancy between what we predict and what we actually see. And it's one of the great unsolved problems in physics and astronomy today. That brings us to science fiction and the gravity gun, as you see, Hizzle. The gravity gun, if it's a 0-point energy field manipulator, the idea here, I suppose, is that it can tap into this vacuum energy and manipulate it, field manipulator, such that it can attract objects to itself and push objects away from itself by interacting with these fields permeating the universe, without it looking like there's anything shoving things towards us or firing things away from us. It can still do what we see on screen. And it's because it's somehow, I don't know, interacting with the energy of nothingness. Hey, boy.
Good doggy. Gordon, this is Dog. My dad built him to protect me when I was a kid.
Ah! Can AI have feelings, or is it a simulation of feelings? If I simulated your brain, would your brain have feelings? You're supposed to catch that, dog. Is free will real? Says Rex Wrath. No. Kobe. Damn. Kobe. 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 Yeah! Down to the wire, baby! Woo! First try.
Right, Gordon, out of here. Head for the coast. Do not go through Rafe.
Dad? Damn it! Dog, open the airlock. Get us out of here.
Dog's so dog's so badass, dude.
Come on, Gordon. Come on. Gordon, you need to get out of here. I can't leave my father.
He said don't go to Ravenholm. No choice. Take care, everybody. You be a good dog, huh? Get out of my way. Get out of my face. That's probably fine, right? Oh. And loading screen. Nailed it. Probably fine. We're gonna make an attempt right now to go through all of Ravenholm. With just the gravity gun. Let's do it. See? Again, storytelling. It teaches you, oh, this guy's done that thing. It teaches you if I grab it, use it. Get out of my face. Heather! Heather! Where's that little... Hit! Hit! Hit it! Oh, oh no! I've seen a lot of first-time gamers not use the gravity gun as a weapon. They're missing out. I know. You can do this whole... I think you can do this whole section with just this.
They had become like these peculiar demons which dwell in matter, but in whom no light.
So this guy lives here. This priest lives here, and he sets up all these traps. I may or may not have cut my head off. Don't worry about it. That didn't... Don't worry about it. Hit it! The science of cutting off heads? The science of rotating blades? Man, people need some science, huh? Oh! 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 Don't... Yeah, sure, go ahead. Hey, thank you.
Who is this? Another?
Yes! Over here, no problems. No problems. No problems. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Hit! It's probably fine. What is this? Another life to save? Come on, dude. Be cool. The application of heat to meat was one of the first great advancements in human society. The application of energy to food broke down, especially meat, in a certain way, denatured the proteins, broke it down in a certain way, adding energy to it, motion to it, breaks it down such that our digestive system had a much easier time breaking it down further and getting calories from it. Cooking was one of the most important advancements in human history because it allowed us to get many more calories from the same amount of food, which means we can feed many more humans with the same amount of food, which means we can start gathering in larger and larger groups. And without fire, we wouldn't have been able to do this. This is the same thing that microwaving can do. Denaturing proteins, breaking down food first so that our body doesn't have to expend as much energy and can get more calories from it. It's very important. One of the most important things that we've ever done. Science lesson number 3. Hut! Who wants to get hit by a water heater? I mean a radiator. Science lesson 3.5. What is a radiator for? It's for heat exchange with the environment. You run hot water, or typically hot water through it, and by giving it a lot of surface area, like you see, all these slats here are to increase the amount of surface area. If this was a solid block, a rectangle, the surface area would be much, much less. But as you can see, there's a lot of surface area on this radiator here, and that's so that you can get the maximum amount of contact with the indoor fluid moving around in your apartment or your home, and as they exchange heat, as molecules with high energy bump into molecules and atoms with lower energy, it transfers some of that momentum, which means it comes to an equilibrium, which ends up being hotter than it otherwise would be, and that's how a radiator heats your home. Science lesson 3.5. This way, my friends. That definitely should have killed these guys. Suboptimal. Bye-bye. Yep. Did I actually do that? Speed strat.
You have already met.
My congregation. This is the... Yeah, you think I don't know you're back there? This is the part of the level where stuff gets pretty difficult. If you're only using the gravity gun, things get a little bit difficult here, but you can still do it. Hit! Let's just get through this stupid window. Go over there. Yeah, can you help, dude? Nope. Hey! Okay, fine. Fine, we'll do it your way. Do I remember exactly where to go? No. Am I going there anywhere? Yes. Yes. Manipulate it. That didn't work. Come here. Yes. Straight into the air. Straight. It's right here. Yes. Yes. Cinder block to the face. Yeah. Ow. Hooked. Are you Robin? Hey. Excuse me, sir. Are you Robin Williams? Because this is Hook. Hey, are you Dustin Hoffman? Hey, are you Vin Diesel's acting? Because you're basically a brick. Hey, are you Rufio? Loading screen. Throws down sword and walks away. What? I'm nailing it. All of my references have been hilarious so far, and I don't want to hear nothing about it. Okay. No! Yeah, I'll get you. Oh, wait, I remember where to go now. Someone's gonna get washing machined to the face, I think. Are you a movie made in one room? Cause you're so... Oh. Wait, okay, wait. Wait, I didn't make a joke with this yet. Hey, are you a movie franchise that started off really strong but then went downhill quick as it got the Blumhouse treatment? Cause you're Sawed! If you hit them with paint, they turn white. Bye-bye. Oh! Ah! Get painted! Stop it. Paint can. Bedspread. No. Bed frame. How dare you? Hit. Don't worry, my legs broke my fall. Radiator! Save me! Save me! You're about to get irradiated! Where are you at? You idiot. Just see you on the other side, buddy. Oh, is this... Wow. I really freaking hooked that thing. Go ahead. Go ahead. I see you. Yep. Hole in one, baby. Radiated. Gimme, gimme. Ah! This is what pugs sound like to me. All like pug dogs are like. This is bad. This is what scientists call bad. I think what I gotta do is I think I gotta jump down. And I think I gotta... Uh-oh. Send the car! Send it! Send it! Send the car! Send the cart! Oh my goodness, send the cart! Send it! Send the cart! I wonder if they can hit me when I'm like this. One health should be fine, right? My body. It's okay, Kyle, we understand the gravity of the situation. Did I just solve the problem? You dumb zombie idiots. Uh-oh. That's suboptimal. Suboptimal. Hit the button. Greetings, brother.
So we meet at last.
Hey, buddy.
You are to be commended. We'll show you to the mines. As for me, a shepherd must tend
To his flock, and especially when they have grown unruly.
Follow me, brother, and tread lightly, for this is hallowed ground.
We are trying to use the gravity gun exclusively throughout Ravenholm, which I've done before and we can do again. See, now we're doing all right. No problems now.
Stay close to me, brother.
No problems now. Yeah. Can I grab the gravestones? That seems disrespectful.
Woe betide thee.
That was a stupid decision. Don't throw fire into fire. Everybody knows that. Calm down. Patrick. You good over there, bro?
Look to your own salvation.
Okay, bye. Loading screen. Science, education, gameplay, maniacal laughter, hair, glasses, who knows what else. Not me. I'm dead. Nope, I'm fine. So I have to also get through the mines without using any weapons other than the gravity gun. I know where I'm supposed to go. Let's see. Excuse me. Excuse me. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. No, no, my body! Ah! So we're about to recombine with the rebellion. But first, we have to initiate a ride that they definitely would not allow at Disney. Duck! I said duck. Where's my achievement? Oh, this part of the game. So, like I said... Yeah, I did it! Zombie chopper. I've never gotten that before. It's time for weapons again. Listen to that soundtrack. Come on. Really? Come on. I mean, just listen to that, right? Like a ton of bricks. Bye-bye. Secret salesman. Someone's moaning. Oh, it's fine, don't worry. Ah! Now, what's the science of that thing? That's what I want to know. That's me.
It's incredible you made it.
Yeah.
We've been getting communications from Alex. I'll see if I can reach her again.
Dr. Freeman, you're kidding. Look, I've been on the line with Alex.
Gordon, you made it through Ravenholm. Thank God. I need your help.
Now, chat, how does a giant magnet like that work? Well, this is an electromagnet that is lifting up the car. Electromagnet is not a permanent... it's too loud. Just a second.
Sorry, Doc.
Bye-bye. Oh! Got it. Not the best handling vehicle of all time. But that soundtrack. Son of a gun! Oh, man. The larval version of the antlion sits at the bottom of a pit that it digs itself. It flings sand on the sides of its pit with its jaws until that sand tumbles down at the merest touch of the little footy feet of any prey that it wants. This is called the angle of repose, the angle at which some granular medium cannot take any shearing kind of force. The antlions create these pits such that its prey can tumble down into it, and then it has venomous jaws. The electromagnet, science lesson number 6, that pulled us up out of that area. Electromagnets are not permanent magnets. Permanent magnets are unique down to the quantum level in that the magnetic moments of the atoms and molecules inside of those permanent magnets are all aligned in the same direction. In most materials, they're disordered and pointing every which way in a disordered fashion. And so disordered, in fact, that those little magnetic moments tend to cancel out so there's no magnetism. In a permanent magnet, they're all pointed in more or less the same direction, which is why you get this macro-level expression of magnetic force, push and pull, attraction, repulsion, that kind of thing. In an electromagnet, you have a giant coil in a geometry such that when you run an electric current through it, that electric current induces a magnetic field, and that magnetic field can act as though it is like a permanent magnet. This is usually with something called a solenoid. That's science lesson number 6. I'm on fire. I have too much caffeine. Time to smush me some alien bugs that are named the same thing as bugs here on Earth. Don't you do it. Oh, there's one of those big bad guys down here. I hear him. I'm just gonna throw them all in there. I hate those guys. He sounded dead, huh? Hit. Yeah, I knew it. I knew you were in here. You big dummy. Why did I need to do that? I guess I didn't. Okay. Bye-bye. Can we get some science on why we don't have giant bugs like this on Earth? Well, let's call this science lesson 6.5, because we've talked about it many times here at the facility. Insects breathe through what are called spiracles. Science lesson 6.5, spiracles. These are holes on the sides of their little insect bodies. So opposed to lungs. Lungs, like you have, presumably, lungs are three-dimensional volumes that you can fill with air. And so you can get a lot more surface area interaction for gas exchange with your blood and with the air, with the tissues. But spiracles, on the other hand, are a two-dimensional entry surface. So it's like just a hole. So that is to say that the amount of oxygen or air that you can breathe in through your side, through these holes, spiracles, as a bug, is directly proportional to the size of the holes and therefore the surface area of your body. And that surface area has to serve the volume of your body, which is cubed, not squared like surface area is. And so, because surface area is squared but volume is cubed, as your volume gets much bigger much faster than your surface area does. And so at a certain volume of your body, the two-dimensional spherical cannot service that three-dimensional volume efficiently, and so you cannot breathe and you cannot get oxygen to all your tissues, which is why you can't have large insects like that. 300 million years ago, when the oxygen content in the atmosphere was higher, that's changing the equation in a different way. So you could have larger insects. But not today, when the oxygen content is lower. The largest insects you find today are about the size of a dinner plate. And not that heavy. And that's why. Because of the way that they've evolved to breathe. Now, Kyle, why don't they just evolve to... Hey. Breathe a different way. It's because it works. Insects, as a body plan, and as a evolutionary niche... Hey. You're telling me, buddy. Insects have been very, very successful. And so there is no current evolutionary pressure trying to make them bigger. There's no reason for them to be bigger because what they're doing evolutionarily already totally works. So it's the same reason why, well, why don't humans evolve to have wings? Well, there's no evolutionary pressure to have wings. Humans are very successful already. Evolution doesn't have a will. It only does what works. And it continues forth. It only works with what works. Bye-bye. 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 Hey.
Hurry, get in the basement. We're expecting gunships at any moment. This way.
This steerable rocket launcher is our best bet for taking down a gunship.
I like this guy.
Ah, hello.
Hello.
I'll be right with you. Now,
Okay.
where was I? Ah, yes.
Yes.
You can survive long enough to make several direct hits. You'll be rewarded with a prize worthy of any mantelpiece. Who's going to be the lucky one to carry it into combat? Ah, yes.
Yes.
Gordon Freeman.
Yes.
I couldn't have asked for a finer volunteer.
The volunteer.
Colonel Odessa Cubby.
I'm gonna annihilate this gunship pretty quick. Why I'm doing this is that it will try to actively shoot down your rockets, so you have to be kind of... See? You're right there, you fool! Bye-bye. How does a rocket find a laser pointer? Well, there could be a number of very complicated tracking systems involved with ranging and distance and yada yada yada, but what I'd like to think is happening is something that I've heard about in hard science fiction and shows like The Expanse for a long time, and it's called painting with a laser. So what painting with a laser is, it's a way to increase the thermal signature of a target. So if you have a very strong laser that puts out a lot of energy, you can heat something up. You know that. If you have a really powerful laser, you can burn stuff. You know that. Laser deposits energy on the surface of materials. So with a laser tracking system, imagine this. Imagine that instead of some very complicated, tracking and guidance system that's looking for a little dot with cameras or anything like that, none of that kind of nonsense. Instead, you have technology that we already have, rockets that can follow the heat signature of a target, certain temperature, certain size, that sort of thing, uses a thermal camera. And what you do is you use the rocket launcher and you use the laser and you actually paint the surface of a target, right? So in The Expanse or in other spaceship hard science fiction shows, they use a laser beam and they paint the hull. They just make a section of it very hot, or they run it over the hull to make that section hot, and then the missiles find that heat signature. That's painting with a laser. But in this game, you notice that the missile is following wherever I'm pointing regardless. I'm not painting a target and then it's going to it. It's following the laser as I'm moving. How does it do that? I don't know. I like the painting idea more than that. The active movement tracking, at that point, it doesn't need to be a laser at all. It could just be like a remote control.
That's that.
Yeah, well, yes.
I gather you've disposed of that gunship, Dr. Freeman.
Yes.
Your reputation, sir, is well deserved.
Yeah, I do say so.
I'll have someone open the gate for you immediately.
Well, thank you.
Drive on. I understand
Hey,
the man's
wake up.
great need.
Why are you chilling like... Oh, there's blood. Oh, sorry. Never mind. Bye-bye.
Good luck in Nova Prospect, Dr. Freeman.
I'm tired. Bye-bye. Sit down. Hey. Don't worry about this. It's probably fine. OSHA violation. Yoink. Don't worry, my legs broke my fall. We're running, we're gunning, we're gaming, but most importantly, we're learning today. Most importantly, we're sciencing. Yes. Come on, grab it. Yes! Yeet. There's a guy right there? Oh. Using the SMG grenade on individual soldiers is wasteful, but hilarious. Don't let me live my life. Ow! Good thing this isn't loud. Ah! Back on the road, baby. Ah! Why? Whoa. Really? No. No, 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 no! Ah! Haha! Judgment that. I jumped over a gunship. Hip. Hip. Dodge this. Dodge this. Dodge this. Bye-bye. Such a cool sound. I know, right? Fighteer says the gunship is scripted to position itself exactly there for the bridge jump. No, 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 no. That happened randomly because I'm awesome. Get your stuff straight. Welcome to Gordon Freeman's Moving Company. If I can't move it, trust me, nobody can probably move it. Not by hand. Excuse me. We're initiating maximum overdrive! Loading screen. Yeet! But chat, what am I doing? I'm preemptively doing this because I know what these do. These attach to your vehicle and make it not able to drive anymore. So I'm yeeting them into the sea. Bye-bye. Kobe. Kobe. Oh, I was looking at chat! Get out of here. Get out of here. Excuse me. Bye-bye. Why weren't you shooting at me? Okay, now, chat, don't distract me, alright? Oh, my body! Don't read this one. It's distracting you for no... Oh, jeez! Here's my favorite weapon in all... Yes. The heated crossbow bolt. Don't know how to get back to it. There we go. Chat. This is the heated crossbow bolt. It is very cool. Would it actually be possible to propel a bolt with enough force to not only impale a person, but to pin them to a wall? Theoretically, yes. This weapon is so cool because it works like a crossbow. And obviously what a crossbow does is you pull back some sort of very stiff wire, like steel cable or something like that. And then you put elastic potential energy into something that stays in that elastic range, like the prosthetic limbs that we were talking about earlier. And that elastic potential energy is then released, and all of it, more or less all of it, not 100% of it, but more or less all of it is transmitted into the kinetic energy of a projectile. Now, what's cool about this projectile, though, is that it is heated. Now, how do they heat this to make this a heated crossbow bolt? Well, you can imagine it would do a lot more damage. It would set things on fire, blah, 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 blah. If you look closely at the bottom here, this looks like a battery on the bottom. And so the bolt, when it's placed on here, it touches the electrical connectors here, positive and negative connectors on this battery, and electricity starts running through the bolt. Just like in some sort of circuit, this bolt then acts like a resistor. It resists the movement of electrons. This resistance dissipates in the form of heat. So what a resistor does is slow down or impede the flow, but that energy has to go somewhere. And in this case, and in the case of circuits and stuff like that, it comes out as heat. That's why resistors get hot. But in this case, the resistor is this big crossbow bolt, and the resistance builds up as heat. We use that heat as destructive energy. Science lesson number 9. Hello. Bye-bye. Jeez. Get in here. Get in here, get weird, get sciencey, learn something. Well, how do I take down this force field? It looks like the power is running this way, and it's running to this car, right? Well, how do I deal with this car? My weapons are not going to be able to destroy this car, so what do I do? Well, my eye is drawn very clearly to these, so why don't I just do this? And so the force field is down. Bye-bye. Come here. Come here. Probably want to run, buddy. Okay, bye-bye. This guy.
Ammunition depleted.
Overkill. Eli has been captured. Alex's dad has been captured. He is now at Nova Prospect, a basically prison camp, and I have to go get him. Oh! That was close. You just... No. Overkill. Hello. At least the Combine put a halt to global warming and sea level rise and overpopulation. Hey, you know what? When you put it that way, I guess they were actually just kind of good dudes, huh? Another cool gravity gun thing. See what happens, Larry. Do a barrel roll! Jeez. Whoop. Yep. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. Reminds me of the final level of GoldenEye. I know. Kyle, why did you not say kaboom? It's mandatory. Because I'm an adult. Can I jump right onto this? Gordon's a rock climber. Who turned off the thumper up here? God, these shotgun guys. Zombie time? Oh, my body! Oh, oh! That's what happens. Ah, get back in the car. Oh, my crutch! Hello. Bye-bye. Still guy on our left. You can't flank me. I'm Gordon Freeman. I'm unflankable. I was looking at chat. I gotta stop doing that. DJ Danger, I know it was your first comment, but that was your fault. And now I gotta do this again, DJ! DJ! That blows up. See how much less good this is now, DJ? Oh, DJ. Deej. My dude. What? Oh, Deej. Yeah, I won't look at it. DJ, say it again. Don't worry, I won't look. I won't. DJ! Oh! Come on! I'm going through. Don't care. DJ! More bad guys? What are you doing? Are you bugged? You are bugged. Okay. Beep boop. How realistic are hit scan weapons, Kyle? A realistic hit scan weapon would be a laser. So it'd be something where the travel time of the projectile doesn't really matter for the distances at which you're firing that projectile. So when something's moving the speed of light for any distance, it's negligible. So it's basically hit scan. Hit scanning, like I said, the speed of light can make it to the moon in 1 second. So as long as you can see a target at any reasonable distance, unless you're fighting in space as a spaceship, hit scan will just be speed of light weapons like lasers. What a day, what a day, what a mighty good day. I hope everyone had a fantastic time playing through the second part of our Scientist Plays. If you genuinely learned something today, I want you to put a heart emoji in the chat right now. Spam those hearts in the chat if you genuinely learned something today. I love it. This is why we're doing it. I think we got through another 10 or so science lessons. That brings it up to 20 so far in our Half-Life 2 adventure. I love this game. I love playing it for you. I hope everyone has had a great time so far. Half-Life 2 is one of the best, most sciencey games of all time. I think we probably got to beat it. Right, chat? Get through episode 1 and 2, which are even better, maybe, than just the first game. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my night. I hope you enjoy the rest of wherever you are. Bye-bye.